learning in the secret chapter of Shar Kedusha about how to say the name, the 72 name. We said before, last thing we spoke about was the two voices you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use one voice, how you're supposed to sit, and basically you're supposed to make yourself with the other voice, like a kisei, a chair for the holy angel to speak to you. The holy angel that will be intermediary between you and Hashem. Okay. After you did this, l'shem harishon, for the first name, Yashar, ase od kamoso l'shem hasheni hafuch. After we did it for the first name straight, we're going to do it for the same name backwards. V'lishlishi Yashar, and for the third name, we're going to do straight again. V'chen kulam, and so on and so forth. I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to here because, I don't know, let's see how he's going to explain. I think the names we're going to get into, we're going to look at in detail to see how to build the names and how to say them in the proper order. V'tolicham gimel gimel, and you should bring them, say them or do them 3 by 3. Begilgul yud ke yud, in a cycle of yud ke yud. Yud ke yud is yashar, hafuch, yashar. That's a cycle. Straight, backwards, and straight. I think this could be referring to, I'm not exactly sure, I don't remember. I heard that there's different versions of making tsirufi osios to make the combinations of the letters to flip them around, and this may be one of the tsirufim, one of the ways of combining them the letters, meaning the different order of how to do it. Let's see. He's going to explain. Upirusham dam dam dam. Dalad mem, dalad mem, dalad mem. V'asinu, we'll see what that is, I guess. V'asinu od, gimel, lamed, and hey and vav, 3 times, which I'm not sure what he's referring to here. V'ashnaim mehem, chabram, v'timtza sodam, nigla, revealed. V'gamata, galehu, and also you will reveal it. Okay, what is he talking about here? Not clear. Vusod rosh toch sof, and this is the secret of the beginning, middle, and end. Aid v'sof ladam. This is very cryptic. The beginning, middle, and end is testimony, and v'sod ladam. I don't know. Vukoach. We really should look at the letters. Let's see if maybe here let me try to bring up 2 versions of the same thing. I'm going to bring up 2 screens and I'll copy it and I'll try to see if we could figure out if he's referring to certain names and I'm just not getting it because I don't know the names off by heart, or is it something like super cryptic. Let's just see. Oh no. Oh, here. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, I don't see any of the things that he's referring to here. Let's look at the different version of the names. So you see this chart of names? Whoops. Okay, so I don't see any of those words that we were saying mentioned here. It's just my ignorance. Let's see the other chart with the angels. Because again, there's too many cryptic words to just to not understand what he's saying. Hold on a second. Let's see if the angels maybe are mentioned. Interesting. It doesn't look like there's anything here either. Okay, so let's go back. Let's keep on going. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess. Okay. This is the secret of Rosh Toch Sof, beginning, middle, and end. Aid, testimony, and also the secret of Ladam, which I don't think this is meant to be read literally, but it's Lamed, Daled, Mem. It's referring to something. Vukoach, this, maybe a name of Hashem. Shehu dam bekoach. Vekochavo ma'adim, and its star sign is Mars. Shesodom dam yudke lamed vav. That just sounds so much like we're talking about names here. Yudke lamed vav. Where? See, I don't see any of the names that have that. Okay, let's keep on going. Maybe I'll. Yudke lamed vav. V'ba'odo hayu hamayim ladam b'yabeshes. And at the time when the water was like blood on the surface of the ground, b'shabsai. Shabsai is one of the star signs. I think it's like Shabsai. I think is Mercury. I'm not sure. Shu kochav, which is also called kochav. Another, maybe it's Venus. Dli, which is, its star sign is Dli. Bucket. I'm not sure exactly which star sign that is in English, what's called, but it's a bucket. V'hinei zeu sod lahat acher v'misapeches. This is the secret of the sword that flips around. Shesodo rat. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know if these are names I'm not supposed to say. Hamisapeches tanin dli. Okay. Shayu yashar v'nefach b'shachar v'midas hadin. And it used to be straight, and then it was turned around with midas hadin like a star. The kochave leches b'chochmasam. Okay. Again, this is very cryptic. You understand just as much as I do. Kilat acher v'misapeches, because the flipping around, the sword that flips around. Soda gilahu gidon. Gidon revealed the secret of this sword. B'inyan ha'os ve'amofes besod yud ke yud. Let's see if that's a name. B'inyan ha'cherev yud ke yud. Let's go down to the other. Yud ke yud. Hold on a second, I'm just going to open up 3 times the same one. We'll have all the different versions here. Because I want to see the names just plain without the names of the angels. It's just easier to see. Okay. So here we have all the names. Make it full size. So do we see one Yud K Yud? Do we see a name here? No. We have K Yud Yud. We have Yud K K. Okay. No, it doesn't look like it's here. Okay. Let's go forward. Binyan Hacherev V'Hatala V'Atal. So there's a story. Gidon asked for a sign, and he put out wool on the outside, and he said, "Hashem, please make everything wet except for the wool." And he did it again. He said, "Please make the wool wet, and nothing else wet." And that was like the sign. Tale al haaretz v'giza al haaretz. Okay. V'hu sodo hatchalas hatipa. Merkava asher hischalti merkeves hatipa. Okay, I'm just going to translate the words. This is the secret of the beginning of the drop, which is a chariot or a stage or a merkava. It means something that holds the one above. Kasher hitchalti merkeves hatipa. As when I began the Merkeva also could mean combining the tipa, the drop. V'hinei hamayim notfu tafu es ma'adim shu eish, and the water dripped notfu tafu es ma'adim. I think it means till or with ma'adim or till Mars. Ma'adim is Mars, which Mars, its sign is fire. Chaber ma'adim gufo im tale, and if you attach ma'adim, which is fire, with tle, which is the goat, shu dam, which is blood, is chayav mimeno guf ha'adam, shu tipa. Aleph mi Adam. Then the body of man will be chayev, will be obligated, or will be shehu tipa echad mi Adam, which is a drop, the aleph of the word Adam. Shehu yesodos Adam. Umehem hakol. It sounds like he's saying here that the letter aleph is referring to the drop. It's called a drop, the seed that man is made out of. That's often the word drop is referring to. Shehu yesodos Adam, which is the foundation of a man, of a person. Umehem hakol. And from it everything comes. Vayesodos hem te'omim. And I was going through different star signs here. The Yesodos is te'omim, kedmus hayamin vasmal, in the image of the right and the left. The te'omim is one of the star signs, twins, and it's an image of a twins on the right and on the left, meaning one twin on the right, one twin on the left. Ashehem aleihem, hey and yud and vav, haseichel vadimyon. Let's see if we have that name, hey yud and vav. I think we did have that name. I thought we saw it. Hey yud yud, no. There is no name like that either. Could be one of these names. I'm not sure. Like one of these names of Hashem that somehow are associated with it. Okay. Let's keep on going. I imagine this would be a lot clearer if we learned it inside the actual sefer this is being quoted from, because this is not Rav Chaim Vital making it up. He's quoting these from Rav Abulafia, or I think it's this one's from Rav Abulafia, or from the Ramak. Yeah, it said in the beginning. Yeah, it said either from Rav Abulafia or Rav the Ramak, or Moshe Cordovero. Rav Abulafia from either the Sefer Cheshek or the Chai Olam Haba. Okay, Valken tzivisi shetagbir haseichel ala dimyon. Therefore, I command tzivisicha shetagbir haseichel ala dimyon. I command you to strengthen your mind over your imagination. V'tachria kav schus al kav chova, and force kav schus over kav chova. Okay, let's just go back and see what context we're saying this in, because it just sounds like really weird. It doesn't sound like, even if we open up the book, we don't understand what he's saying. Because what is he saying? I command you to strengthen your mind over your imagination. Like what? In what context? What does he mean by that for? And to strengthen kav schus, the merit, side of merit over the side of justice, or a side of obligation. How do I say the opposite of merit? Like if a person's, he did a mitzvah, so he got merit. If he did a sin, he got not an obligation. He got a, yeah. We're trying to find the word. I keep on forgetting the word. Okay, let's just see if okay, I don't know, but it sounds like from here he's explaining. From here on, he's explaining the concept of this first word, the first name that we said. So basically, this somehow is an explanation for the first name. This is why the earlier Kabbalists, their words are very, very cryptic sometimes, and I'm not trying to blame it on them. It could be that probably there's something that I'm missing here, but it's just like a whole paragraph of something that I just don't understand. I can't say I understand at all. Okay, Vomna. Now we're getting into the next name. Hopefully it'll be maybe a little clearer. Sometimes if we see many examples of this, we'll figure out what he's saying, basically what we missed. Okay, after you mention the second name of the 72 names, Tomar Rosh Hasof. You must say the beginning of the end. the beginning of the end. V'ta'ana yud, v'tomar od, toch, and then say the middle of the middle. V'ta'ana lamed, v'tomar od, rosh hasof, and then you say the beginning of the end. Why do you say rosh hasof twice? V'ta'ana yud, od, ve'od tishtachve, and then you say the yud again, and then you bow down. So again, this is the second letter. The second name. Let's just get this straight. Let's make a calculation here. What he's saying. These three letters, I understand. The Yud, the Lamed, and the Yud are the second name of the 72. Let's just see it in the chart here. As we see, the Yud, where'd it go? The Yud, the Lamed, and the Yud is the second. I don't know why they put it in this order. But I think this is the first. This is the second. We're just ordering it. Here we're ordering it in order of the 12 constellations. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. Okay, it's a different order here, but this is the second letter. We'll see it actually in this one. The name number 1 is Vav, K, and Vav. The name number 2 is Yud, Lamed, and Yud. Okay? So we're dealing with, up until now, everything we spoke about that we didn't really understand, or that I didn't understand at least, was all this. It was name number 1. Which was Vav, Hey, and Vav. And somehow, maybe we were explaining what was going on here. I'm not exactly sure. These letters seem to be similar to letters we were speaking about. I don't see any blood here. I'm not exactly sure. What else? Okay, but in any case, now we're dealing with the second name. The second name is Lamed, Yud, Lamed, and Yud. And we said the way that the psukim are written out is the first letter from the first pasuk, the last letter. This is a mistake. It's supposed to be the last letter of the last pasuk, which would be this letter, and then the first letter of the last pasuk. So, first letter of the first pasuk here, we say Rosh Harosh. Also here, again, it should be the same thing. The second letter, of the first pasuk. Let's see if that's how we term it here. Rosh Hasof. Tazkir Shem HaBeis v'tomer Rosh Hasof. I don't know. According to what I understand, it should say Rosh HaRosh. I'm not sure why it's saying Rosh Hasof. Maybe there's a mistake. I hate to say that, but I don't know. Or Rosh Hasof. The beginning of the end. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, and then you say Yud, and then you say Yo, and then you say Toch HaToch, the middle of the middle. Now, usually we say Sof HaToch, that's what I thought we would say, but maybe since we already took the last letter, you can't say Sof HaToch anymore, you have to say the middle of the middle pasuk. That's Lamed, V'tomar Od, Rosh HaSof, the beginning of the end, meaning the beginning of the last pasuk, V'tane Yud, V'od Tishtachave, and then you bow down. Okay. So, and the only thing that doesn't make sense to me here is why it says Rosh HaSof. It should say Rosh HaRosh. You know what? Just let's go back and let's match this up to what we said in the first pasuk. Maybe even in the first pasuk we didn't say Rosh HaRosh. But according to what I understand, everything makes sense here. We have Rosh HaSof, which means the beginning of the end, which doesn't make sense. It should be the beginning of the beginning. And then the middle of the middle. Okay, let's keep on going actually. V'chen ta'asa l'shem hashlishi shuhu samech yud tes. Let's just see that in the charts. Oops, that's not it. Samech yud tes, which is the third name. So we said here's the first name, here's the second name, here's the third name. It's just not ordered in the same way that we have it. The third name, let's just see the third name down here. Samech, and then yud, and then tes. Okay. Umin hashloisha shemos ve'elach im tirtze lisa yadecha beyoser harshus beyadecha. Now, for the rest of the names, so this is how we're basically supposed to keep on going with this Rosh Toch, Sof Tov, where we're mentioning the first of the first, the end of the middle, and so on and so forth, until we get, and then we continue doing this in all the rest of the names. Umin hashloisha shemos ve'elach, and from the 3 names and on, im tirtza lisa yadecha, if you want to lift up your hands, beyoser, very much, if you want to lift up your hands, then you're allowed to. V'im lav ein choshesh, and if you don't want, then you don't have to. However, you must say the names one after the next as I told you. Asher sodam lemareches tenuasam. Asher sodam, that their secret is in the system of their movement. I'm not exactly sure what that means. There are a lot of these types of things. Okay, now, when he says you don't have to lift up your hands anymore, I think that he means lifting up your hands like this on your chest. You can put them down. I don't think that he means to say that you can't, that if you want to lift up your hands in the air, you can. I don't think he means to say that. It sounds like he's saying if you can put your hands down after the three names. Three names is enough to hold your hands there. Okay, another thing, I just want to point out that here you're not really saying the whole name of Hashem. It's interesting. You're saying a letter, and then you're saying Rosh Toch. You're calling out each time the letter you're about to say. It could be that itself is much more lenient than the general idea of saying the name itself. I've seen also, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen in Rabbi Lafia's Sfarim that he writes to say even the name Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, which everyone agrees is completely forbidden to say, with a combination of another letter. That means a person will say Aleph, and like and then Ya. He'll say the first letter, let's say, of Hashem's name, the Yud. And then he'll say and then he'll say Va, or he'll say Ha, the second letter of Hashem's name. And he'll go on and so forth until he says all of Hashem's name. So it could be that the reason why you're allowed to do this is you're really not saying Hashem's name. That's, meaning you could never say Yud Ke Vav Ke ever. I've never seen any book, any sefer ever, anyone ever saying it ever, including in Kabbalistic magic. I've never seen such a thing, although I've seen these types of things, other names being said. And even, it seems like even these names are not being said outright. They're being said in a very, very defined, specific format. So just something to keep in mind. It's very different saying Ya and then Rosh, Harosh, and then Va, and then, right? It's a very different thing than just saying Hashem's name right out. Okay, V'imata naki v'shalom b'chol ma shehoresicha alech alav. If you're clean in every and complete in everything that I told you to do, in safek etzli, there is no doubt in my mind, shakovod yizgal lecha, that Hashem's honor, glory will reveal Himself to you. V'tiroi lefanecha b'tzura shetuchol lahakir kocho, and He will show Himself to you in a way that you will be able to recognize, in a form that you will be able to recognize His power. O yabit lecha dibur shetovin ki hu me'ito isbarach ve'eno mimcha, or He will, yabir lecha dibur, He will say words to you in a form, in a way that you will know that it's from Him and not from you. Meaning you won't be confused. You won't think that it's your own imagination. You'll be very clear that it is God talking to you through the angel. Ve'eno mimcha uma'uchal lelamdecha ani o elef kamoni, and whatever I can teach you, me, or 1,000,000 people, 1,000 people like me, Rav Abulafia himself is saying this, Mashi lamdecha hu berega katon chachmoso nifla asher lo shamanum anachnu la'olam. What he can teach you in a moment is greater than me and 1,000 people like me could ever teach you. He could teach you that in one moment, meaning the angel could teach a person. Like, this is downloading USB spiritual holy information directly from angel, directly from Hashem, through this holy power saying these names. Ach, sheyesh lekel yadenu b'derech zu, hu shizharnu, hu shizhircha al hatshuva. However, yesh lekel yadenu, Hashem gives us the power, or the power b'derech zeh, hu shenazhircha. I'm not exactly sure how to say it. It sounds like I don't know exactly what the original phrase is, but he's saying, however, I'm warning you al hatshuva, on the, sounds like repentance. We'll see if he means that literally, al hatshuva. Kolomar, meaning to say, imuratz libcha shuv lamakom shelachach nemar rotzav v'shov ve'al davar zeh nichras bris. Okay, this is a something from Sefer Yetzirah, where basically he's saying, I'm warning you about the tshuva, and then he's returning. I think he means to say, you better watch out, don't go too far in this, because you may not come back. Let me just repeat, I'm going to translate the words. What I have in my power to warn you about, shenazhircha, that I should warn you about, is on tshuvo. It also means repentance, but here it seems to be referring to returning, literally returning. Kolomar, and he now quotes a Sefer Yetzirah, which is a very important principle in Kabbalah. Imrat libcha, if your heart runs forward, shuv lemakom return to its place. Shelakach nemar, because that is why it said ratzo v'shov, running and returning. And about this, there is a sign, a pact of bris. This is very important to understand. Bris, a little bit my own explanation, but this is basically what he's saying here is be careful about returning, make sure to come back. That's what it seems to be telling us about. The Sefer Yetzirah does mention that. Also, the Sefer Yetzirah is one of the first Mishnahs, if not the first Mishnah of Sefer Yetzirah. And it says, Val dover zenichos bris. And about this, let me just pull out the Sefer Yetzirah, actually. Sefer Yetzirah, let's see it inside. Sifrei Kabbalah. Sefer Yetzirah. Spheres. Yeah. Spheres belima, 10 spheres. Bolom picha, close your mouth, miladaber, from speaking. V'libcha milahar, and your heart from thinking in the spheres. V'imrat libcha, and if your heart runs forward, meaning farther than it's supposed to go, or even if it runs forward in a way that is supposed to go, shuv lemakom, return to the place. Shelakach nemar v'chayos rosha v'shov, and that's why it says the chayos rotzo v'shov. The angels also, they run and they return. Nobody could stay in a position of running, of being close to Hashem, even bittul to the Ein Sof, to the highest light. It's an impossible state to stay in there and live. V'al davar zeh nichos bris. So just interesting explanation, very important explanation I think that came to me, is that bris, tikkun bris, is referring to like sexual purity in thought and in action, meaning a man not to be thinking about women, or women, in a way that's in any way, any woman except for his own wife, in a kosher way at the right time, whatever. Any of these bad thoughts and certainly actions damage a person's bris. Tikkun habris, for perfecting the bris, is one of the most important things in spiritual purity to do. And when a person gets to tikkun habris, then one of the things he has is balance. Yesod, the bris is on the body. It relates to the 9th from the top of the 10 spheres, which is Yesod, which really balances all the energies from above and is conduit to bring it down into the Malchus. And when a person is searching and is doing any type of, certainly these types of things, he needs this balance that Brisi Shalom, actually, we're in this week's Parsha, we're talking about Pinchas, where the pasuk says in the Torah that bris is shalom, is peace. One of the things of peace is balance. When a person has the proper balance, if a person is imbalanced, if a person has a problem with his bris, meaning he did improper things, impure things that he has not yet cleansed himself of, then he's not going to ever have the proper balance in spirituality. He's either going to go too much in one area or not do enough in another area. It has to be. The perfectly balanced person must have tikkun bris. He must have perfection of his, of his bris, which is the sphere of the Yesod. It's the hardest one, so to speak, to do. The Zohar says if a person perfects this, that means he doesn't think about, women when he's not allowed, when he's not with his wife in particular. And even then, it's complete purity and holiness in the proper way. This is, a whole study of how this is done and what it means. But this is like, out of all 10 spheres, this is the one sphere that a man in particular has a challenge, woman also, but a man has a challenge and a temptation in the sphere itself. Meaning in your mind, you don't really have a temptation. In your right arm, your left arm, you don't really have a temptation. In your stomach, okay, you have a little bit of food, but people need to eat. It's important. But these types of things, people have temptation to do actual sins, to do some of the worst sins in the world, and it destroys their spiritual equilibrium. So a person cannot have spiritual equilibrium without perfection of the bris. Jewish people, we have bris milah, circumcision, which is a sign, a mitzvah that always stays with us, which hints to the idea of the perfection of the bris that we have. But we have to do more. It's not good enough just to rely on the fact that we have a bris milah. So that's it's something that's absolutely imperative, especially with people dealing with these types of spiritual things. The reason why people are most likely damaged is mostly because of this topic of bris, that they haven't perfected their themselves in this physical way. That means keeping away from all sorts of bad thoughts and actions, not at higher level, not even to see bad things, not even to look at immodest things, and certainly talking about not looking at pictures that are very, very bad. Some of the ways to perfect this is by going to the mikveh, by toveling, and by saying Tikkun HaKlali. The 10 chapters that Rabbi Nachman revealed is a tremendous, tremendous perfection for this aspect. There's special kavanas, special names to think about before saying the 10 chapters. But you can find the 10 chapters. Search Tikkun HaKlali, Tikun with a space, HAKLLIE, something like that. You'll get it. You just download a Tikkun HaKlali and just read it. There's also transliterated versions if it's hard to read Hebrew. But that basically helps a person come to Tikkun HaBris, to perfection of the sexual organ, which is the fundamental balance that balances out all the person's spirituality and everything involved. So that's very, very important, and it is Sefer Yetzirah here is mentioning it in regards to returning, coming back from the place that you came from. I was just speaking to a spiritual practitioner, a Jew who practiced certain types of meditations, and after practicing a certain type of thing where he would, wander outside of his body for a while, he would practice it for some months or something like that. He told me he decided to stop because you don't know if you're going to come back after a while. So I imagine that people with complete Tikkun HaBris, which is it's impossible to really have it completely, because everyone has something, in something, even if it's a small thing that's impure about them, probably, but it's very difficult. But if a person had it completely, then he would be able to, he would be rest assured that he would probably come back. That's just the thing about spiritual balance. Okay, let's see this next chapter. I don't know what it's talking about. Now, after I told you the accepted way of saying the name of the 72 name, let's call it the 72 name, and I warned you in going in the way of the name, and to think about its idea, v'tzirufov, and its combination of letters, yesh chaladas, you should know. What it means going in the way of the name, there are a number of things that it could mean. One of it could be these things that we didn't understand that he was talking about. It could be he was explaining the secrets behind the name itself that I just didn't understand it. It has to do with constellations and some other things. I have a book, I don't have it here, but I don't know if I showed you the pictures of all the constellations and how they're rooted inside these names, because 72 is a multiple of 12. It's 7 times 12. So each of the names are actually referring to one of the 6 spheres of one of the constellations. And I have a whole chart, but I don't have it with me, so I can't show it to you. V'lachshov inyanov. So that could be, to understand its idea, is to understand what it means. To leleches bidrachov could also mean to go in its ways, to be careful, impurity and holiness, these types of things, before saying the name. Now you should also know, yesh l'chaladas, you should know, ki ein kates l'chochmas Hashem hanichbarahu. There is no limit to the wisdom of this name. Meaning this name has tremendous complexity. It's not just a simple thing that we just go out and start saying this name and then that's it. We'll see. Has amazing, wonderful ways. I understand he's saying different ways of saying the name or doing the name, whatever. And this is one of them. Now he's going to explain. Od echas hazkaros v'hiyotzes migilgul vav he vav. There's another one of the way of saying the names, this chart, and it comes out from a gilgul of vav, he, and vav, which I don't know. Gilgul often refers to flipping around the letters, but it could also be somehow we rearranged all of the letters here in a form, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but here in any case we pointed out that the letters here, the words here came out one. This is the first name, this is the second name, I think this is the third name, let's just see. The third name is this, and the fourth name is probably this. Let's check that. Whoops. Hold on a second. The fourth name is is this, and the fifth name would be this, and so on and so forth. So why they ordered it exactly this way, I'm not sure, but this is another way of ordering the name. So we see this name has a lot of different ways about it. So here we have 3 and 3, which come out to 9 letters in each tseruf, in each combination. Let's see what he's referring to. Let me just think. 3 by 3, I think he's referring to 3 and 3 like this. Here we're going to say the name like this. Even though the first name is this, and the second name is this, we're actually going to say it differently. We're going to skip around. We're going to say it like this. We're basically reordering it in a different way. That's it. We're putting it into tables like this, and I think we're reading it out 3 by 3. And it does different things. Kind of like, I don't know, you have like, I don't want to use that example. Like, I don't know, I was going to use the example of food. Like, you do it in a different order, it comes out different. You know, it comes out different flavor and different type. It's not really respectful to compare it to like food and say, you know, there's like the food that's cooked on the top and then cooked left on the bottom, but that's a mashal, a very 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 physical mashal, parable for this type of thing. It would be like there are different ways. I don't think you could just make up your own way. That's my feeling, but maybe you could. I'm not sure. So in any case, he's saying there's another way of doing it where we combine the 9 letters in every combination. V'siman l'tzeruf, and the siman for this is Aleph, Tes, and Vav, and Yud, and Zayin. How do we get Aleph, Tes, Vav, and Yud, and Zayin? Aleph. I don't see Aleph, Tes, Vav, and Yud, and Zayin. Why is that a siman? I'm not sure. Do you see anything here? Aleph, Tes, Vav, and Yud, and Zayin. Vav, Yud. Wow, this is complicated enough. Someone's going to watch this video and he's going to know everything it's talking about, and they're just going to laugh at us. Like, these guys, don't know what they're talking about. Okay. Tes osios l'chol tzeruf. V'siman l'tzeruf, Aleph, Tes, and Vav, Yud, Zayin. Okay. V'simanach, v'simanaich, v'hem zach. V'simanaich, tuvi. Shenemar v'yomar Hashem, alvi kol tuvi alech al panav. Okay, let's just see. Simanach hem zach. Hem zach and tuvi. Let's just see if we can find those letters here. Hem zach and tuvi. Where's the tes? Hem zach. I don't know. Okay, basically, I don't want to give up. Let's just say we'll go on. Okay, Shenemar v'yomer. Okay, and then he brings a pasuk. Basically, he's bringing signs for how to remember the order of the names. Ken ad sofo b'siman aleph v'tes v'yud zayin megilgul min tes tes. I think he's now quoting, he's just ending the quote. He's saying, you just continue going like this, as mentioned in Simon Aleph and Tes and Vav and Yud and Zayin. Besiman Aleph Tes Vav and Yud and Zayin. Okay, Megilgul mean Tes Tes, and it's I think they're referring to the fact there's 9 names in each one. V'zeh yotza Megilgul Arishon. This is what comes out from the first combination. I think these are the first 3 letters on the first square that we saw. Let's just see. No. Oh, great. Now we're really not. Let's just see what these letters are so far. Hey, Aleph, and Lamed. Vav, Hey, and Zayin. Hey. Vav, Hey, and Zayin. Vav, Hey, and Zayin are here. I don't know if that's... Okay, let's keep on going. This is just confusing. When you get it, it's really easy. Just when you don't get it, you don't understand. Okay. Hine, Zeh Hashem Tzuruf HaYotza Min HaRishon. This is the name reordered, I guess, that comes out of the first one. And in this way, you can also analyze, look into this great name. And you could come out with your own forms, however many that you want. Not like what I was thinking before. It sounds like you could do it however you want. Again, I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really understand how he's mixing them up here, but however he's mixing it up here, if you understand what he's saying, you can understand how to make your own orderizations of these names. However, you have to watch out to make sure you keep its form and structure in any way that you mix it. So again, we have a mixing format. You can mix it in that format. You just have to keep the structure the same. Again, this is a whole chachma of mixing letters, gilgule osios, and I'm not so familiar with it. So a lot of these terms and some of the words might be coming from that wisdom, and I'm not so familiar with it. I don't practice it so much. I do a little bit of very simple reordering of letters, I'm not familiar with all the different forms and the names. Okay, Vizdar Min Hadam, I don't know if we should say these names, and the Pasuach, which is Chaf Beis, or Chaf Ches. Okay, Umemeno Novi Hadimyon Shuhu Gilgul Hadam. Okay, again, we're back into cryptic words, which I don't know at all what he's saying, at all. Aval. You know what? The truth is... Okay, whatever. Aval, a lot of times when they have these two dots here, these 2 lines, this shows that you're referring to specifically the last letter or the first letter. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Aval tedavek b'seichel v'hu yizdavek imcha. You have to attach yourself to the intelligence, and it will attach itself to you. V'lo tira min davar, and do not be afraid of anything. There we go. Don't be afraid. V'haya Hashem imcha, and Hashem will be with you. Don't be afraid. V'al yaksha be'inecha mipnei sha'amarti lecha shetotzi me'atzmecha u'midaitcha min Hashem ma'rochos niflos. And don't be bothered by the fact that you have to take yourself and your mind min Hashem, from the name and from the order, from the wonderful order, v'sodos shahiu nelamim mimcha v'tavincha mitocha v'nascha min Hashem, and the secrets that were hidden from you, and you'll understand it from understanding the name, shetotzi migugul Hashem, that you'll get out from or reorganizing the name of Hashem. Shezeh Hashem kulo yesh lo mofes al amitoso, because this name has a complete proof on its truth. Okay, va'inyan muchrach lios ken, and it must be like that. V'hu sheteda shekol ma shetachshov Ata b'shem, and you have to know everything that you think about in this name, kvar hayu bo be'atzmo ter machshavasecha, was already there before you thought of it, mipnei shakol bo v'hu akol, because everything is in it, and it is everything. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to here, but it does sound like there's something going on with organization of the letters and some type of wisdom that you might actually see through the letters themselves. And he's warning you should know that these letters were there before, and they had all the information there in it. Sometimes you just are able to see it when you are able to see it, but not before that. Okay. Vimkein, and therefore, after the principle that we just said, all the thoughts of all creation was actually engraved and carved inside this name. And certainly your thoughts. And also all the thoughts of those creations that will be created. And since this is true, what in the world can anyone teach you? Even a tip of an iceberg, so to speak, the tip of a drop in what this name can teach you. This name can teach you everything. There's a pasuk that says in the prophets, it says that when Mashiach comes, that the people will not be taught anymore by teachers. We'll be learning straight from Hashem. So this is a certain fulfillment of that. We'll be taught straight from Hashem. Meaning we'll be able to think, only the 72 name. Only that one. No other. Yeah, the entire 72. Sometimes you could get where you need to go through. It sounds like we saw in other places you need to go through parts of it, but you don't have. That's the name that we're talking about, the 72 name, and inside the 72 name is everything, like all the thoughts of everybody and all the creation and all the future and everything is there. If we can have access, this is why everyone's making such a big deal of the 72 name. Like it's so clear that everything is there, everything. Anything you want to learn, you learn in 1 second. USB, download, press the button, injected straight in the brain. That's big stuff. What we're missing really is the ability to access it. If we access it properly, then and we're ready, we're fitting to access the name, and Hashem, Hashem will be very happy with us. So I was saying is that listen. In our generation, we're getting closer, possibly. I don't know about this name in particular, but we're getting closer to being able to use these methodologies or methodologies similar to this. I don't know exactly if it's happening for real now, if we're fitting or not. I don't really know. But, before Mashiach comes, all the secrets will be revealed one way or another. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure how it's going to happen. It could be through this thing. It could be through saying the name. Okay, let's finish this paragraph. And you get all this through thinking about this name with a clear mind, without any all other thoughts in your head. And if you wonder if you say to yourself, how could this possibly be? I'll give you a proof that is understood and accepted and even a little bit sensed, a little bit felt, like you could see it or feel it. All speech comes out of the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, when a person speaks Hebrew. Vehem sheyivnu hachachmos al rayu osios shebehem. And they sheyivnu. Okay, I don't understand. Sheyivnu hachachmos. All the wisdom is built on the 216 letters that's inside of them. Maybe he's referring to certain types of Reish Lamed Hey. Some type of combination of letters. Okay, let's stop this here. We'll continue this next time because I don't know if this is exactly on the same thing. We're going to go into a different aspect, I think.